It seems like a million years ago now, but I remember when Jordan Peterson first came onto the scene, the podcast scene, man. He was spruiking, selling his self authorship program, which I believe he was framing it as something that he instructed his clinical patients to do. People who were struggling and went to go sit down with old mate JP on the couch, stroking his chin, trying to figure out all their problems. He would instruct people to write down their own biography, essentially, and figure out what happened to them. I remember that's how it all began before he became just a straight up and down conservative opinion haver. And it seems like a worthwhile thing to do. I've never really bothered because I felt like it's always seemed kind of pointless. Like every day I wake up, I feel a little bit like a different person, if you know what I mean, in terms of the same things happen to me. I don't feel like schizophrenic in respect to being a completely different dude. But the chronology of the things that happen to me in my life are the same. Just the weight or importance is different each day, if that makes any sense. I also don't think about things that happened to me for years at a stretch. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was something that was going on for a while, and I've like either subconsciously blocked it out or it just became irrelevant to me, and I didn't haven't thought about something. And then when you do revisit it, it has kind of almost like a ethereal dreamlike quality to it where you're like, wow, I'm pretty certain that happened, but I don't even want to kind of acknowledge it anymore. It's like a ghost in my brain. And if I try and touch it, it might dissipate and more things will start flying around. So I'm just going to fucking leave it where it is, pretend it's not there. But I also don't really commit the other way where it's like, okay, you know, there have been important things that have happened in my life. I'm not going to go completely down to like, it's all random, man. Like each day is a new level of potentiality and fuck that. Like I can't commit to that bit either. I know that like the things that have happened to me, good and bad in the past, have led me to where I am today and will inform how I tackle the future. I just can't, I don't really know what was good or what was bad in my past. Like here I am today. I'm still making the effort to dress myself in the morning and eat and communicate with people I need to communicate with and go about my business. So I'm still like satisfied to a certain degree with my life, and I've got some things I'm working towards. But I don't really know what good stuff I've done in the past that's led me here, and like and the things that have diverted my attention away. Because you've got such a powerful opportunity to reframe stuff that hurt in the moment as good experiences in the long run for you. Like because I went through all this heartbreak, now I can appreciate, you know, a good relationship or something along those lines. But I don't know, have you ever really kicked the tires on that? Maybe you think you're appreciating your new relationship, but it's more a case of like you don't want to go through similar heartbreak, so you will accept a subpar relationship so you never have to experience that original pain again. Maybe that's what's actually happening under the hood, but I don't know. Do you have the ability to analyze yourself? And no one else does either. Like, no, it's just a recipe for disaster if you put your trust in anyone, whether it be a mental health professional, a priest, a friend, a lover, to try and figure you out. That never works out well. People think it's going well for a while, and then 20 years later, they're like, "Yeah, I'm in bed with a guru or a fucking a, an a pretend guru who never really figured me out." So it's up to you, but it's kind of like an impossible challenge. At least it is for me. Maybe other people feel different. They have a concrete story. You hear people when they're like go on a podcast to talk about their new project or whatever, and then they like add in their biography bullet points. And then if you listen to, I'm a fan of listening to like certain people go on podcasts and multiple podcasts. So you get recycled stories and you hear like, oh, these are the standard bullet points for this talking head entertainer about how they discuss their private life. And yeah, I think one area in which people who have had like very public failures or they've bottomed out in a very obvious way with drugs or alcohol is that like that becomes a framing tool for their existence. They can be like, this is where I fucked up. This is where I got arrested or lost custody or I had a divorce or something. It's like, okay, all signs point to this being bad. You'd have to really take some creative license to be like, oh yeah, this is, if you spin it a certain way, I felt pretty good waking up in jail. Like that, it's not going to happen. But for the rest of us, you don't really have that. You've just got this kind of private questioning that happens in terms of like, what happened to me? Really, like what happened to me? I don't. I was too I was too busy living, man. LIVIN, living, to really understand the ramifications of my life on myself. Fucking hell. Need a cup of tea after that one. All right. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.